With Norm Letnick, the BC Liberal candidate in the Kelowna Lake Country riding for the upcoming October 24th provincial election. Running for a fourth time, Norm, why should the people of Kelowna Lake Country put a check beside your name on the ballot on October 24th?
Hi, Wayne, and thank you for you and Castanet for inviting me to be on the show. It really appreciate all the work that everyone here does to keep all of us informed in the Central Okanagan and beyond. I'm running again because I still have a lot of energy in me to give. I really get up in the morning and I'm wired to serve. I've been serving all my life. I find it is part of my DNA, I guess. I'm 62 today, well not today, but now, and I still look for every opportunity I can to volunteer, to participate in helping other people's lives. So I am running again because I believe that over the last 12 years and roughly as an MLA and 3 years before that as a Kelowna City Councillor, I've earned the trust of the people that I'm serving, and believe that they believe that I would do another good job for 4 years in the future as their representative in Victoria.
Obviously, probably the biggest issue front and center is COVID-19 and the pandemic that we're in the middle of. You're the health critic for the Liberal Party, or were it when the writ was dropped. Your feeling on the handling of this pandemic from the current government?
Well, you know, I think people have to distinguish between government, so Adrian Dix, who's done a good job, and Bonnie Henry, who works for the government. Actually hired by the BC Liberals when we were in government. People don't know that for the most part. So, you know, she and the BC Centre for Disease Control have a important job to do, and they've been doing an awesome job, you know, recognized around the province and other parts of the country and the world for sure. The government, in terms of the political government, you know, in Adrian Dix, I think is doing a great job communicating the message to British Columbians. And I also believe part of that success is the cooperation, the collaboration between all three parties, between the Greens, the BC Liberals, and the NDP. We decided right at the get-go when the pandemic was declared that we were going to fight the virus and not each other. And so we've worked collaboratively, you know, since then, and actually even before then, on other projects in health. And I think that has something to do with the chemistry of the people. You know, you've known me for many years, and I'm sure the public has as well. I'm not one of those in-your-face, combative kinds of person. I'm the collaborative, let's work together, let's achieve success for the good of all British Columbians. And you know, Andrew Wilkinson's the same kind of person. He just wants to do what's good for BC. So we had a conversation right at the get-go, and I said, Andrew, I know typically a critic would be criticizing, but that's not my character and that's not the nature. And by the way, I don't think that's the best thing to do right now in the pandemic. And he was 100% on board and said we need to fight the pandemic and not each other. So because of that, we've been able to transmit to the public a single message, right? Through Bonnie Henry and through Adrian Dix. One single message as to wash your hands, keep your hands away from your face, you know, all these other rules and guidelines and orders that she's come up with, because they're her orders, right? They're not Adrian's, they're her orders. So that one single message, I believe, has helped in directing British Columbians as to what to do, as opposed to other jurisdictions, you know, maybe south of the border or other places where they have the combative going on, and because of that, you see the results are different because people are getting different messages. And they're not taking to heart what Bonnie Henry would be saying to them. So I congratulate Dr. Henry and her great work. And I'm very thankful that Adrian included me, and we have been working together along with the Green Party with Sonia over the last few months.
Differing economic philosophies to do with the BC Liberals and the NDP, obviously. What would the Liberals do differently, economy-wise, through the pandemic if you're re-elected, or if you're elected government?
Well, our platform should be coming out very soon, and people can go online and read the whole platform. Of course, they'll be talking about the environment, about healthcare, about seniors care, about transportation priorities, about investing in British Columbia, and of course the economic impact of COVID-19 has had and what our plans are. As of today, as so far, the big platform item is the PST, the plan to eliminate provincial sales tax for the first year and then down to 3% and keep it at 3% until the economy has a chance to recover. And that will put people's money right into their pockets in terms of about $9.25, so $925 in the first year for a single parent, for example, going down to $5.25 in the second year. And this is something that people have been asking for years and years and years. But government hasn't been able to deliver because, of course, there is a fiscal impact on the budget because of that. But with COVID-19, things are different. It's worse than what it was in 08 and 09. You remember 08 and 09, we had the subprime mortgage crisis, we had the deep recession, and what we decided to do then was to maintain our services, maintain health, maintain education, which meant with the drop in revenues that we would have a deficit. So we had a deficit for a few years, but because of sound fiscal policies and driving economic growth, we were able to get out of the deficit and actually left the NDP government with a $3 billion surplus when they took over. So that's what I see happening here is we're going to drive the economy through consumer investment. It's going to knock off, I think, $9 a square foot off the construction of homes, of new homes. So you can just imagine the multiplier effect that removing the PST and reducing it will have on economic growth. We have a lot of people suffering right now, people suffering from jobs, people suffering in their businesses. As you know, tourism has taken a big hit, the restaurants have taken a big hit, and we believe that eliminating the PST for the first year and reducing it thereafter until the economy recovers will have a great impact on driving economic growth.
One of the big talking points right now is your proposal to end the monopoly of ICBC. Our insurance rates have been some of the highest in the country for years. You were government for 16 years. You had a chance to do that any time in the past 16 years or during that time. Why now? Why not then?
No, because we have a different leader. Andrew really believes that people should have choice, as I do. People should have choice. When I was first elected as an MLA in 2009, along with Ben Stewart and Steve Thompson, we, being in the center of entrepreneurship in the province in Kelowna, at least we like to think we are, we're advocating for choice and continue to do so today. So I'm really happy that we're at a place now where the party as a whole is in line with providing people with a choice. If people still want to go with ICBC with no fault, as has been proposed by the previous NDP government, then they can do that. But this way they'll also be able to see if there's a private option out there that will be better for them for whatever purposes, services or cost. And the other piece to that, which I wasn't advocating for because it didn't dawn on me, but I'm glad it's part of the platform, is that new drivers will automatically get a 2-year experience level for their insurance. So that'll help them get insurance for a lot less than what they've been getting before. And 4 years, an additional 2 years, if they've taken the driver safety program. So I think it's going to help first-time young drivers get in, be able to afford to buy a vehicle and buy the insurance. And of course, it'll also give people choice, and I'm really happy about that.
Our time's running down, so I want to give you one last chance to give your best pitch for Norm Letnick and for the BC Liberal Party.
Well, it's lots done, more to do. It's always my campaign platform. Most of my platform, when it comes out in a week in people's mailboxes, will be about local things. It'll be about fixing the intersection of Beaver Lake Road and Highway 97. It'll be about improving what's happening in our affordable housing situation in the central Okanagan. It'll be about crime, making sure that our people feel safe in their communities. And we have some communities where people aren't feeling safe right now, and I heard that when I was in Rutland doing my tour over the last few days, right? And for weeks and months before that as well. So, it'll be about improving healthcare services. It'll be about expanding primary care, not only on the west side with the Urgent Primary Care Center, but also in Lake Country with a community health center, which I was happy to get funding for prior to the writ being dropped. So it'll be a mix, Wayne. It'll be just a mix of very local, important things that the community has asked me to advocate for and work on. And I will hold myself, and they can hold me accountable for that. That's what I did over the last 4 years. I had that list from the last election, and I checked those boxes as I accomplished things that people told me to accomplish. And when they get that IF mailer in their mailbox, it will have a whole whack of new things. And I'm going to put that, assuming I get the privilege of representing them again in Victoria, in my office in Victoria, and I'll be checking those boxes every day to make sure that in my 4 years, if it's a majority government, that I have that list done for the people of the Kelowna Lake Country.
Norm Letnick, BC Liberal candidate for Kelowna Lake Country. Norm, thanks for joining us and good luck.
Thank you very much, Wayne.